And you mentioned it earlier, Greg, Tanner Salih from Grace. He's going to be the fastest competitor in this field among the teams. He has a 151. He'll be the anchor leg for Grace later on here in this one.
We hit the blend line now around the backstretch, and teams drifting towards the inside.
So it looks like Huntington's going to set the pace here in the early going. Much more packed up this time here. And again, the 800-meter, you have to be quick with your decision-making. You basically get the banker lap in for this first one, but then that second lap is really when you need to be in a good position to get that first exchange off.
By the way, Huntington not fielding a 4x800 team. So Huntington, the one team that not competing in this event. Goshen, Grace, Spring Arbor, the trio. Then Marian and Taylor falling at spots 4 and 5.
So again, good established pace here by Grace. And then Spring Arbor just kind of buying their time right now. All of these teams just kind of getting in position and then just waiting. They're gonna wait to kick into this final 200 meters, and there you see the move here in this first leg.
Spring Arbor had the 6th best time of those competing in this event. Again, just because you're doing well on the first leg doesn't mean you're going to do well on legs 2, 3, and 4.
But you certainly set the tone on the first leg. Again, it's all about track position in the relays.
And how about the young man from Marian running in a full cast on that right arm, not slowing him down?
Hey, his legs are still working.
You sound like a coach when you say something like that. So Spring Arbor 1, Marian 2, Goshen 3, Grace 4, Taylor 5, Mount Vernon Nazarene 6, 7th is Bethel, or 7th is St. Francis rather, 8th is Indiana Wesleyan, 9th is Bethel. See Grace making a move for the number 3 position. So Grace passing Goshen, Spring Arbor 1, Marian 2.
Right now, Spring Arbor is certainly not competing like the team that has the bottom overall time completed so far this season. Obviously, Grace and Mount Vernon not fielding a time so far this season, but still, Spring Arbor's in a really good spot right now. But Marian just kind of sitting and waiting right now, going over the halfway point.
So Spring Arbor, Marian, Grace, Goshen, as we complete lap 3 of 8. But frankly, there's not that much of a gap between those first 4. A little more separation now kicking in to kind of spots 5 and 6, which is Taylor and Mount Vernon Nazarene.
So I'd expect one of these competitors in the back half of this group to really push the pace right now. And you see Marian starting to inch ahead here and just get themselves in that position.
Here is Grace making the charge. Marian had charged the front. Spring Arbor has fallen back to 3rd. Dimitri Margaritas representing Grace.
So Grace and Marian duking it out right now here, coming to the final exchange. Or rather, the second exchange, excuse me.
Brian Hernandez-Rios representing Grace is running the 3rd leg. So it's Marian 1, Grace 2, Spring Arbor 3. And Grace had not recorded a time. Spring Arbor's time had been a slow one. Marian had the 2nd best time in the 4x8 coming into it. Marian's time was 7:47.90. Indiana Wesleyan had recorded the fastest time, but again, Indiana Wesleyan not going to factor into the relay here.
Keep in mind, though, Indiana Wesleyan's already qualified for the national meet as well. So, sure, they still want to try and get points here however they can, but they're, again, playing some strategy as well with the top competitors probably going for the 800-meter title tomorrow.
It is Grace 1, Spring Arbor 2, Marian 3. Goshen and Mount Vernon Nazarene have made this a 5-team pack at the front. There's 1,200 meters left to go. Taylor has drifted back to 6th, St. Francis 7th, Indiana Wesleyan currently in 8th.
So how about the Cougars getting back into this conversation now? It was probably those front 4 that were duking it out front, but now it's a 5-team race right now. Still, you have a little bit of separation, but all 5 teams are at play right now.
Yeah, Spring Arbor 1, Grace 2, Marian 3. Then a little bit of gap back to 4th and 5th between Goshen and Mount Vernon Nazarene. We're going to see a runner get lapped here momentarily down the front straightaway from Bethel. Again, Bethel not going to factor in the points here. Hernandez Rios hitting that finishing kick. Spring Arbor and Grace hand off virtually simultaneously, as do Goshen and Marian. Mount Vernon Nazarene currently in 5th. Tanner Salee of Grace will run the anchor leg. And again, they will have a runner to kind of run around in terms of Bethel. And they'll make quick work of him down the back straightaway.
So again, Tanner Salee has a best lap this year, best 800 this year of 151.46. So he is right in a good position to just pounce. He is going to sit and wait looking for the points.
And there'll be one more lap to go as this group passes the start-finish line. So approximately 500 meters left to go in this race as we speak. Best time turned in by any of these groups this year was Indiana Wesleyan at 7:41.69. Meet record 7:36.19. SAU 1, Grace 2, Goshen 3, Marian 4.
Well, I'd say the meet record's probably out of the question here unless one of these 4 competitors can put in a sub-60-second lap. But that can certainly happen in an 800-meter, but I'd say that's out of the question right now. But still, again, the chess match really at play right now. All 4 of these competitors just sitting and waiting for the proper time to kick it in here through these final 200, and you see Spring Arbor doing it now.
And check out the traffic on the backstretch, and those now drifting towards the turn to cheer on their teammates. They have that final kick. A little bit of distance between Spring Arbor and Grace now at 1 and 2. Marian now currently in 3rd. It is an all-out sprint. Who saved the most for last? Spring Arbor. Looks like they're going to finish strong. Spring Arbor is going to win the 4x800 men's relay. Grace will finish 2nd. Marian will finish 3rd. And Goshen will finish 4th. Spring Arbor's time, 7 minutes and 30 seconds. Grace, 38 seconds back. Marian at 7:32.85. Mount Vernon Nazarene 4th, Taylor in 5th.
That was Tommy Smith for Spring Arbor on that final leg for Spring Arbor. He has a best individual time this year of 1:53, so he bested Tanner Salee there on that final leg. It was a little bit questionable right there, I saw, because he was kicking it in through that final 200 meters. I would have waited just a little bit longer, but man, he really held on there through that final 50 to hold on to that win for Spring Arbor.
So again, SAU 1, Grace 2, Marian 3, Goshen 4, Mount Vernon Nazarene 5, Taylor 6, and again, Indiana Wesleyan. Well,